me know if you guys can hear me. We're gonna start very, very soon. Awesome. Thank you, Michael. Hey, Noah's house. So you're first. You're first. I see you. We do. Next week, Cincy Bengal fan. We do. Shout out to you. You know what? I do appreciate you. Even when you're... As long as you're not trolling, even when you disagree with me, I'm okay with all that stuff. Let's get this started.
Renegade.
Got a mini blooper there. So, sorry about that. Anyway, I appreciate everybody that is joining the live stream. Marcus, Joseph, Cincy Bengal fan, Noah's house, Michael Thompson, and Courtney, and Devin Duke left a message earlier. Anyway, we're here. We're back after a win, which is always makes me happy, even though I was salty and you guys saw my video what I love and hated. I was salty after that game. To be honest, I was salty more than anything because of the refs. Refs were just bad. It was just one of the worst officiating game that I've seen. We're gonna talk a little bit about the game. We're gonna talk a little bit about the Bengals game, although there's a video where I'm gonna give you my complete opinion on that game. That's my preview of the game. My guy Ace Boogie sent me his behind enemy line, so we're gonna have that ready for you guys probably by Thursday. So we're gonna get all that ready. But we're gonna talk a little bit about that, and we're gonna open the phone calls. And what we're gonna do with the phone calls is a couple of you had told me that you wanted to call, but I'm letting everybody just talk too much, and then the stream is up and blah blah blah. So I'm gonna try to start the phone calls a little bit earlier in case people want to call, and then we're gonna limit them a little bit to, I don't know, like 5 minute ish per call, and we go from there for the ones who want to call versus the ones who just want to be in the chat. Baltimore Boy 410, what up, man? Thank you for joining the live stream. Anyway, you're getting Tua? You might. And to be honest, if I was the Bengals, I would suck for 2 years. I will get a hell of a lineman, and next year I will try to see if I suck that bad and get the quarterback out of Clemson. I like him more than Tua. I definitely like him more than Tua. I'm not saying Tua is bad. I'm just saying, you need to build that O-line. That's the biggest problem, in my opinion, with the Bengals. So Noah's house, honestly worried about Dalton could torch our secondary. Hopefully they put Marlon on Boyd. They should, because other than Boyd, who they have? I don't think Green is going to be back, and Ross is done for the year. And we need to worry about Eifert as well. He's still healthy. How do we call in? I apologize, this is my first time here. No problem, Joseph. Soon, I'm going to put, you see where everything is scrolling down here on the bottom? You're going to see that whole overlay changes to the phone number. And that means the phone lines are open. So be ready. It's going to be fairly soon. I'll trade AJ and Dalton. Oh my God, Marcus, yes. To be honest, that's one of the things. One of the first things they should do is trade Dalton, for sure. And I don't know about AJ because they want a receiver, good receiver, but Dalton for sure. What's all the big deal with Tua? He's a decent. I think he's good. I don't think he's all that. We got Jonah Williams back in 2020. Well, back in 2020 or in 2019. Yeah. I know, and I love Jonah Williams. Since that was my favorite lineman coming out of the draft. Sad that he got injured, but definitely. Okay, thanks, man. I appreciate it. No, man. Like I said, it's gonna be open. Yeah, he's a left tackle. No, I know. He's a hell of a lineman. He played for Bama. He was a good tackle there. Donovan, what up, man? Devin, sup, man? Didn't get the notification, but I made it. Okay, so a couple things. Before we really dove into all Ravens talk. Well, first, shout out to the Mystics. For those of you that don't like basketball, you can ignore this, but Mystics are playing currently in the finals. If they win today, they win their first WNBA final. Shout out to them. Second, A couple of you have asked me, it goes back to why I don't have enabled super chat. I said this before, I'm not monetized, but what you can do is help me sharing the channel so we can keep growing. We're in the 620s. I did say once we get it to 1,000, YouTube gives me that check mark like you monetize. I'm gonna do a giveaway for a jersey. I've done a couple giveaways throughout. 750 is the next one. So third, most important of all, this is based on the comment from Devin. If you're subscribed to this channel, but you don't hit that little bell there, YouTube doesn't tell you anything, or they just randomly do it. They don't have any particular thing. So if you do me a solid, go hit that bell and just put notify me every time this person uploads a video or something like that. I don't know, can't remember exactly what it says, but if you do that, then when I pop up, when I do a live or I throw a video, boom, it shows up. Make sense? Anyway, yep, yeah, so that's all good. Sucks for Cincy. The first round, Jonah Williams is out for the year. They have the worst. I know, man. This and I talked about this with Ace Boogie. I said, like, yo, I think the Bengals have talent, but they always are injured. They always are injured. Craven, what up, man? Thank you for joining the live stream. Our receivers are young, but AJ, Eifert, and Dalton, and get the highest pick possible and get coach the QB of his choice to grow with Mixon. Yeah, I mean, that's not bad. Garnett, what up, man? Thank you for joining the live stream as you drink probably coffee. I'm assuming, because I know it's early where you are. Anyway, so Steelers game. Well, let me talk about the Browns game first. So the Browns are gonna struggle with any team that is like San Francisco, and this is something that you might have heard in the some sports talk show, or you may not. I'm not sure, but the big problem with us, the Ravens, is our D-line currently is not great. Brandon Williams is good there for plugging the run in the middle, so you saw that the run through the middle wasn't there for the Steelers. Outside still iffy, but through the middle wasn't that much. We weren't as weak as we were with the Browns. Okay, that being said, with the Browns, O-line is weak, but we couldn't generate pass rush with Baker, right? Baker was sitting there in the pocket, just picking us apart. Got it. Well, their O-line is bad, and if you can do what the Steelers did to Cincinnati, I'm not hating on Cincy Bengals fans team here right now, but Bengals couldn't stop 4 rushers. So the Steelers were able to bring 4 rushers, and they were getting home, right? They were getting to the quarterback. So now you bring 4 rushers, you have 7 in coverage. Are you winning those battles? So what happened with Sanford and the Clownies? Sanford was coming home with 4 guys, and they were getting to Baker. Nick Bosa was destroying Cam Robinson. He was destroying Cam Robinson, no doubt. And DeForest Buckner is good. And the reality is, because I also saw a couple of you guys, not necessarily the people that are in the chat, but in the Twitter world, saying like, well, it would be nice to have that D-line that the Niners have, right? Sure would. Bosa's a top 5 pick. DeForest Buckner was the 7th pick. That's a guy that I love. That I actually, my pick that year, the picks that I wanted was Ramsey, DeForest Buckner. We got Stanley. Stanley's way better than DeForest Buckner for your team in the long run, and probably better than Ramsey, to be honest. Stanley is on an All-Pro level left tackle, 26. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, if you have your All-Pro left tackle at 26, you're set, right? So obviously I was wrong in that draft because of the other 2 that I wanted, but I'm not here. I mean, I'm not gonna hide and say that I wanted Stanley when I wanted the other 2 players. Anyway, so DeForest was the 7th overall. I said Nick Bosa was the 2nd overall last year. And then you go with Solomon Thomas, which is not doing much right now, but he was the 3rd overall. And then Amster, I think is how you pronounce the name. He's also from Oregon, like DeForest Buckner. He was 16 or 17-ish. So all that just talent, early draft picks are in that D-line. So of course it should be good. If they're trashy, just that GM is horrible. But the one that elevated them like that was Nick Bosa. Dude is destructive. And then they knew he can exploit Cam Robinson, right? And he did. He took it home. So that being said, when all is said and done, if we can do to or the Browns are gonna struggle to against any team like that. So the Browns haven't played the Bills yet, right? They're gonna struggle against the Bills. Let me see who the Browns haven't played yet. They haven't played New England, so they should struggle against New England. Okay, so Seattle's D-line is okay, not great, but not horrible. So if they can if they can start getting to Baker, for all this crap that they talk about Lamar, Baker has been bad with the ball. I mean, Baker is fumbling, getting interceptions. He's just being bad. And with us, wasn't like that because he had a clean pocket. So I'm assuming Seattle's gonna just bring pressure. So, and if you can do it 4 or 5, that's the goal. That's the dream, right? But not everybody can do it. So Seattle, I think, we'll see. And Belichick, I think that's a L for the Browns. So you can see the Browns being 2-5. Then the Broncos, if the Broncos had both of their outside rushers, I would have said that that's another L. But with only one, hopefully my boy Joe can beat them. But here, the Bills is another struggle. And for all those Brownie fans that were just bringing like, oh, you barely beat the Steelers, blah, 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 blah. I'm expecting the Browns to struggle against the Steelers. You know why? Because the Steelers can pass rush you with 4 guys. It's what they did to Cincy. And that's what they're going to do to the Clownies. So, the Clownies need O-line help. At this point, I don't know if they're going to get it. Anyway, let me go through the comments because I know a lot of you are joining here. AJC, sup, man? Thank you for joining the live stream. Baltimore 410, are you doing Behind Enemy Lines episode with Ace? Yes, that should be dropping on Thursday. If I had time tomorrow, I'll try to do it tomorrow, but the reality is probably Thursday. Nick Bosa is a monster, and that was his coming out party. I was jealous watching Niners defense. I agree. That was J1B. What up, man? Thank you for joining the live stream. Luvalo24. What up, man? Thank you for joining the live stream. Maurice Kennedy is becoming beyond serviceable corner every week, and I agree with that, man. And if you think about it, we're going to talk about this after I finish the live stream. Remind me if I get deviated. But you know what? Let's do it now. Reason. So they're talking about we're going to be active on the trade deadline. And I think it's just Jason La Canfora making shit up. To be honest, that's all he does, right? So I think everybody think we are. I don't know if he really has sources at this point. He's wrong. Usually he's wrong. But independently, this is where me and Nubo disagree. Nubo thinks we need secondary help. I think we need pass rusher help. If you can get a guy like Von Miller or somebody that can rush you the pass on a consistent basis, now your defense can start looking better. So, Jimmy Smith, and I've been saying since week 1 that he's coming after the bye week. That's just my opinion. I'm not a doctor. I have no inside sources. So this is not me with inside sources. I'm just saying I thought he was coming after the bye. I still think that. So if you have him and Marlon, and then Kennedy can just play that slot, and Carr be that guy that just give everybody a breather, your secondary is actually looking back to normal, right? And then goes back to the pass rushes if you can generate some pass rusher. So if you can get a outside linebacker to play against the left tackle and Judon stays on the right side, now your D-line looks better, right? Because then McPhee can be occasional rusher. McPhee can be kicked inside as a DN, which I think is what he prefers to play. And then your outside linebackers should deal with that. On the safety side, I don't think we should trade for anybody. I think at the beginning it's going to be Clark, and if Clark can keep that position, that's great. If not, the Joker is going to be one of those two. I don't think they're going to bring anybody else to replace them. Okay? So in the trade deadline, what I want is either outside linebacker or Boseman, because Boseman's trash. I can probably block as good as Boseman at this point. Dan Carellos, what up, man? Thank you for joining the live stream. Let me see here. Damn, it's coming quick. Do I go behind enemy lines every week? I try to do that. This is for Baltimore 410. The big thing is sometimes it's very hard to find somebody that wants to join, right? So I used to do it live, and then people are like, life is too hard, blah, blah, blah. So I stopped doing lives, and I just went through asking them, give me your opinion of the game, and I just can add them to my video. That's what I do for Behind Enemy Lines. I'm trying to put together for week 8, part 2 of the 4 podcasters. Remember, we had Tony that had a concussion while he was talking. Ace Boogie, my band Ace Boogie, and Tony's a good guy. He just likes to troll. And Quincy. All them great guys. I'm feeling good about this Sunday. I'm feeling good. Y'all can't even lie. No, yes, man. Yes, and we do need pass rush help. Extreme 1500. We need pass rush help. Yep. Bud Dupree and TJ Watt is low-key great combo. Bud Dupree is an average outside linebacker at best. Bud Dupree's not better than Judon. I think he might be a little bit better than Bowser. He got that one sack because Lamar kept just going up and down. So there was a point that Stanley got off balance, and then Bud Dupree was able to push him out and then sack him. But I mean, Stanley was manhandled. Stanley's a good corner, but a good tackle. But it's not like he creates pressure. TJ Watt gets double every week. And TJ Watt is a hell of a player. There's no denying that he is a hell of a player. Yes, JB, that's the number one priority for sure. I think he's back at Seahawks. Whoa, wait. Did anyone see the video of Jimmy dancing today? No, I didn't, man. Where did you saw that, Dan Relos? If you go tag me wherever you saw that would be awesome. I think about this gentleman. We have no pass rush, which means corners need guards, receivers. Yeah, I agree. Both are doing outstanding job. I think our secondaries are getting a better. I go back to I thought Thomas had a great game, and to be honest, and check my video. I'm very unfiltered with you guys. I thought Marlon Humphrey didn't have the strongest of game, but he made the play. He made the play that won us the game. Because the Steelers scored twice on 2 touchdowns against us, right? The Marlon back play, and then when Rudolph went out, they just ran out. They got inside and scored a touchdown. Oh, by the way, also on the Browns, the Niners show you how to beat the Browns. We were doing good running the ball against the Browns. Greg Roman needs to know, if running the football is working, don't force the pass, just run it. I don't care if Lamar throws for 20 yards and we rush for 500 yards, I'll take it. If we can, Jimmy G yesterday was barely throwing the ball. They were running all over them. I think that's a recipe for the Browns. You run them until they start pushing 10 people in the box, and even the coach is coming to the box, so who knows. And then you might get some throws. Johnny Williams, what up, man? Thank you for joining the live stream. Michael Blackmon, sorry. And guys, I know I'm horrible at Humphrey, not Humphreys. I'm working on that. What up, man? What's the subject up to date? Well, for the live streams, Michael, I'll let you guys soon. Gonna let you guys talk and ask all the questions and all that good stuff. I was talking about the Browns game, reacting to that game. I'm talking a little bit about the Steelers game. Let me see here. Javon B. Jerome Bigby. What should we target before the trade line? Outside backers. For sure, outside backers. That's pass rushes. Look, Ngagwa's there. Miller supposedly is out there. Who else? Kerrigan from Washington. Let's look at it like this. Washington is probably going to look to trade players, right? The Jaguars might trade Ngagwa because they just drafted Allen last year. And then who else is bad? So you take the bad teams and then you figure out those teams are just trading their players, especially if they're gonna be in a contract year. And you go from there, right? The Jets might be a one team that they're not looking to trade a bunch of people. Let me see here. I'm gonna start opening the lines very soon, guys. Joseph, if we trade for a legit pass rusher, we lose draft capital and cap space. We have a lot of holes to fill next season. We should build the draft smart free acquisition. Yes, Joseph, I agree with that. But for example, let's say, and I'm not saying this will happen, but let's say a Von Miller, and you trade a first round pick for Von Miller. You have him for 3 years. if there's anybody in the draft that you're gonna get in the pick 16-ish, there's gonna be better than Von Miller. Nah, I don't think so. So those are the trades you make. Yeah, you don't want to overcompensate a team for a rusher, especially for a rental. We got tore up versus the Browns. Can go back to that game plan. Running the ball is going to be every team. We proved that last year. I don't disagree. Boyd pretty good. Going to be hard to cover. Cincy Bengal fan, I love what Boyd is doing. Boyd is a great receiver. I had confidence that Marlon can play. Now, what it did look to me is Marlon struggles when he goes and covers from the slot. So if Boyd plays the slot, expect Marlon not necessarily to be on top of Boyd. So, yeah, all pass rush. Lady Brand, let's talk about them officials. Yeah, we talk about them. They were horrible. They and shout out to Lady Brand because she hits me up sometimes on IG with questions. I love it. So yeah, the officials were one of the worst. They were one of the worst. Yeah, so I don't know if he's the best, but he's great. Since this is not a knock on him, so I think I'm not expecting Humphries to shadow Boyd. Starting strong safety, I think they're gonna give it to Clark at the beginning. and see if he can hold the position. I like Marlon opposite to the best receiver, and yes, it was horrible. So let me see here. Was it this one? Yes, look at that. Okay, so I'm gonna open the phone lines, guys. Like I said, because last time we got so many people that wanted to call, I'm gonna try to limit it a little bit. So just letting you know, that way, if there's other people that wanted to call, they can call and we can go from there. Okay. Donnell Williams, what up, man? Thank you for joining the live stream. Anybody else feels like moving Peanut to the middle? Wait, anybody else feel like moving Peanut to the wheel? Okay, I got you. Made the defense that much better. I thought Peanut was okay. He was good, better than other weeks. He needs to go back to being the Peanut that he was. Anyway, who do we have on the line?
Hey, what's good, Sonny? It's Craven.
Craven, what up, man? Guys, can you let me know if you can hear him on the live stream, making sure I know you guys don't see it, but I had to control a bunch of different setups here as I pull phone calls, I put audio, so let me know. Thumbs up. There we go. Okay, Craven, what up, man? How are you feeling after that game?
Better after a win. Definitely, too much of how I feel during the week stems off of how the Ravens did. So, these past 2 weeks, it's just been a bad time. Not fun going to work. It sucks. I go home, and then now this week, I'll have a good time all week. Everything's, the sun is out, the birds are chirping, that sort of thing. So, definitely feeling better.
So, we were talking here about trading, right? So, what positions would you be looking for us to trade, or do you want us to trade at all?
Part of me just says, just let the team be. Let it play out. Let's see what we got. Let's see how this team acts towards the end of the year. Let's see how they play. And then we go ahead and build from there. Build through the draft. But at the same time, obviously, pass rush, right? That's our biggest need. But who is going to be available? I know you were kind of saying that, look to the bad teams. And, well, I don't know. There's no guarantee that that anybody is going to be traded. The only high name guy that's kind of on the trade block or has been talked about has been Jalen Ramsey and I guess Stephon Diggs now. But we don't really need a wide receiver. And Jalen Ramsey, it seems like the price is too high. And, looking at it from a bird's eye view, cornerback may not be our biggest issue. But at the same time, you can get a top 3 guy at that position. It's probably pretty smart to go ahead and do it, no matter what the cost.
Now, if you can get a 5th round pick for Suggs, would you do it?
Well, we don't have him anymore, but if he was still with us, yeah.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like if you call the Cardinals and say like, hey, I'll trade you my 5th for Suggs. Will you do it? Will you want that?
See, would Suggs want that? You know, it would be pretty weird if, you know, in a perfect world, if what we're saying is true, then yes, I'd like it back. And it's not just because we need his help, but you know, he's a lifelong Raven. He is supposed to be here. We can just say, hey, we'll forget about that breakup that we had. We had to separate a little bit, you know, move the beds aside, sleep in different rooms before you can come back, you know. Just go away for 5 weeks?
Yeah. So
we're on break.
So what you're basically saying is keep everybody as is, and if we can, if it doesn't work out, then next year we go get somebody. But if not, then you know, you go ahead. Like you're basically saying if there's an elite guy, go get him. But if not, just don't trade for anybody, right?
Yeah. I mean, yes, just let the chips kind of fall where they may at this point, because when it comes to trading during the season, the price is just that much higher. And so if you think by the end of the year, let's say we get to the playoffs and we win one, we lose one, which is what I think might happen, you know, and it's, oh, well, we just need a pass rusher. So now we go into the off season, you know, that's when contracts are up. That's when everybody's moving. All the talks go crazy. The prices will go down because there's going to be more people available. Then you got the draft and everything. So we'll be able to reassess the team at that point. I don't want to see the Ravens, you know, just
mortgage the future.
Too much. Yeah, mortgage the future and just do too much just because they feel it's necessary.
Okay, I got you. So
know
anything? Yeah, no. I got you. Anything else?
No, man. I just gotta say, we won the game.
Exactly.
I know it wasn't pretty, but we won the game, and I am happy about that. I'm excited about that. I can't remember the last time we won in overtime. You know, I don't know if that's been like something that we've been terrible at, but I just can't remember the last time we have.
Me neither. Now that you mention it, me neither.
So it's good to see. You know, it's always nice to see the Ravens come out with a win. You know, Tucker is the highest paid kicker, and he's paid for a reason. He's, I believe, our best player in terms of, you know, compared to other people around the league, like positional ranking. He is number one. Yeah, he is definitely our best guy ranked for sure. Like, and he's a weapon. He's a true weapon, and he's going to definitely be a huge factor down the line.
I agree. Well, man, thank you for calling. Like I said, I'm gonna try to limit this calls today a little bit more. I saw somebody else call while you're, but I love that you always call, man. Thank you for calling, and thank you for being a subscriber and a listener.
For sure. Thanks for having me on, dude.
Go Raven, man. Doesn't matter if it's an ugly win.
Ravens.
Go Ravens.
Go Ravens.
Okay, so for those of you that are new and they're in the chat, because I saw somebody else call, I cannot accept calls while I have somebody up. I cannot put you on hold. So you have to you know, wait for the person to hang up, and then you can call if that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. Sorry, I don't have a radio station, so I can only work with my limited equipment. Anyway, who do we have here on the line?
Hey, I apologize for that, Sonny.
No,
my name's Joe.
What up, Joe?
Hey, I'm the one that you reached out to on Twitter earlier and said come join the live stream there on YouTube, so I appreciate you having me.
Look at that. That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and thank you for joining. And like I was saying, it's nothing bad. It's more for you guys. Before I have people getting frustrated, like, oh, the call is going to, I think it goes straight to voicemail, I'm assuming. And I'm like, yeah, I don't have a fancy equipment here, so all I can have is one. So anyway,
hey, I appreciate you being like all inclusive with the fans and stuff.
No, I figured live streams, it was good for you guys to just express yourself and
but like talking about, thank you, man. Like in regards to the Steelers game, I see a lot of people being upset because of the way that we won, that it was a closer game than maybe it should have. But I'm just glad to come out with a win. And I remember games that we played in Pittsburgh against a Charlie Batch or a Michael Vick, where we didn't win by that much, but I think that with the way that the last couple games have gone, people are on like red alert right now. And since maybe those were veteran backups and we were going against a second-year quarterback and then ultimately a third-string quarterback, that people are blowing this thing out of proportion a little bit too much. Tucker's the man. Thank God for him. I thought it was a great team win, and we finally, won a game coming from behind, facing adversity. I know we faced some adversity against the Cardinals, but we were up pretty much that whole entire game. This is the first game that we've won coming from behind, which I think is huge, especially in, Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I agree. So a couple of things there. I think the fans were upset because I was upset for a couple of reasons. Pass rush wasn't getting there, but I expected that. If you guys go back seeing the preview of the game, the Steelers have a hell of an O-line.
Yeah.
My biggest problem was the receivers were getting too open. And then I got pissed with Marlon Humphreys because he missed that tackle. Because it was an easy tackle to make, and he missed that tackle. Now, I was even more upset with the refs, to be honest. The refs, we started this game good.
The refs were absolutely horrible.
Early in the first quarter, I was chilling. I was like, yeah, we haven't scored that much, but I feel like this game is in control. Even after the Juju touchdown, I was like, you know what? But then the first pick of Marlon, I thought it was BS. It should have been called PI on Andrews. And then the second, or I don't know what order, the pick on the 2-minute warning, on that 2-minute drill, that was a bad throw.
Yep.
The corner make the right read.
Yeah.
That was a bad throw. Lamar, he needs to be paying attention to everybody, especially on the side that you're going to throw. The guy was just there sitting. It wasn't like he was hiding that much.
Right.
The other pick, I thought it was a pretty good throw. Great attempt by the tight end. Hell of a play fight by Devin Bush, but it wasn't a pick. It wasn't an incomplete, in my opinion. And after looking at the replay, again, it looks like it's moving, and then he pins it when it touches the ground. He pinches with the forearm and gathers possession after touching the ground. That is, in the rule book, that's an incompletion. And the third down pass, they call it catch and then fumble, I thought was incompletion as well. So there was a lot of calls that didn't go our way that I thought that at this point still. There were some offside against the Steelers. Yeah. There were bad calls, and we also got an offside against us. There was a bad call, and hold on here, and the roughing the passer that they call against, I forgot who, on the Steelers, that was a bad call as well. But dude, we got 2 picks that should have been picked that cost us points, and a third down stop that should have been a third down stop that didn't count because the refs are stupid.
Right. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. The one thing I will say about the calls, as bad as the referees were, on that second pick to Mark Andrews, the one where Micah Fitzpatrick was before he got there, before the ball got there, I should say, it should have been called pass interference. But at the same time, and this isn't any Lamar hate for all the chat and everybody, I love Lamar. But that was a ball Lamar should have not thrown. There was 3 guys around Andrews, and I think that the reason that happened is because of going back to the first game where we hung 59 up on the Dolphins. Everything came so easy to Lamar with his first and second reads that we've seen this over the past few weeks, that now that, Andrews and Brown are getting taken away, he's starting to force it, whereas the first couple of games, those completions were coming so easy to him. So where, that was a bad call by the referees, Lamar still shouldn't have thrown that ball in there to Andrews.
Yeah, I think,
in my opinion.
No.
That's just my opinion.
No, I got you. I think it was a short pass, middle, which is where he feels the most comfortable, and second, I feel like he's starting to feel the pressure from the left guard side, so he's trying to force it on the guys that he trusts.
We definitely need some help there on the offensive line, especially on the interior, most definitely. I know you want to keep these calls rolling, So I just want to make one more quick point so
Uh-huh.
somebody else can get on.
Go ahead.
Just in regards to the trades and talking about the trade deadline, the reason why I'm just so against trading right now, and Craven was so good about talking about it earlier, was the fact that if we were to give up, let's say, a first-round pick for a pass rusher, we would be losing that first-round pick, and we'd also be taking on a salary that will eat into our salary cap space next year. And with some key free agents coming up, like Judon or Peanut, and we don't even know if Yonda's going to stay. He might retire, and our interior O-line is already bad. So with that happening, if we trade for a first-round pick for a pass rusher, we'll be giving up that pick as opposed to going into next offseason, seeing where the team is at, signing somebody who's a free agent in the offseason, and still having that first-round capital to be able to pick up maybe a cornerback that can be the future with Humphrey instead of keeping Smith and Carr. You know what I mean?
I got you. It's just out there next year free agency. There's not much out there on the defensive side. Clowney might be there.
Yannick Ngakoue might be there. That would be nice.
Those are the only two. Now, I always say with Ngakoue, something that is important to know. Ngakoue plays a 4-3 DN, which that's not the defense that the Ravens play. How good is he as an outside linebacker, as a pure outside linebacker? I'm not sure. How good is he as a 3-4 DN, which you kick more inside, so your moves change? I'm not sure either. Now, I like the guy, and I know people love him also because he's from Maryland. But versus Clowney, he plays more typical outside linebacker. I'm not the biggest fan of Clowney, but that is important to note. Anyway, thanks for calling, man. And then not trying to cut you off, but
no, that's fine.
But thank you for calling, and yeah, every Tuesday 8:30, man, we're gonna be here.
All right, thanks, Sonny. I appreciate it. Go Ravens.
Go Ravens. There's this thing is coming. Oh, so what's the B word 52? Shout out to my bro. He's here in the live stream. Check his videos out. He's a YouTuber for the Ravens too. Check his videos out. We did recently a collaborating Raven. I need to bring him here to the channel another day. But yeah, go check him out. Also, hit the thumbs up for this video if you can. If you can, guys, do me a solid. Hit the thumbs up for the video. So, hello.
Hey, what's up, Sonny?
Is Modius?
Yep.
There we
How you
go.
doing?
Look at you, man. I'm trying to recognize voices. Andu, how about you, bro?
I'm doing pretty well. That was a really ugly win last Sunday.
So how are you feeling after that dub? How are you feeling?
Well, so, I mean, I feel like the one thing that can't be stressed enough is the refs. I feel like every Ravens team, at some point of the year, they're playing a game against the team and the refs. For some other reason, I think that the league hates us. I think it's ever since we kind of started. That's part of the reason why I'm a fan, honestly. But I mean, they make that apparent year in and year out. And I feel like this past game, it was the prime example. But I mean, it was really nice to be able to see, the refs, as awful as they were, it didn't stop us from getting that win.
Yeah, so again, for me, the refs were bad. It cost us points, which is the worst, right? Because every game you're going to have missed calls. It's nature. It's human, right? And then we know that, and we're going to get pissed too. Because it's also normal to get pissed on a bad call. But I have problems when you have multiple calls being bad. When it looks more lopsided, right? When you see a lot of calls being bad to you, and it costs you points, because at that point you feel like now I'm playing against a 12 guy in the field. There's 11 plus the refs. But if we are honest, and it was an ugly win. But if you're honest, thinking refs were calling bad on the road, divisional opponent, it's never easy. Look, if you go back and check the year that we were 5-11, the Steelers made the playoffs. I think they were 10-6. 2 of those losses came to the Ravens. That year we swept them. Can you believe them? That's crazy. So it's hard to beat the NFC North, an NFC North opponent. That's why even though the Bengals are down, you can't take them lightly.
No, and I mean even in the vid of Engraven, I think it was either Engraven or Joe Nubo. Either one of them were expecting us to lose. I expect it to be a very, very close fight. Well, it'll be a game, but it's definitely gonna be a fight. But
I think if we play correctly, we should beat them convincingly. But
I think they give us fits every once in a while, and I mean, well, not every once in a while. They give us fits. So I think even if we play well, I think they're gonna bring their A game as well. So I think no matter what, I think it's gonna be a good game.
Oh, it's gonna be a game. Yeah. This is no cakewalk. This is gonna be a game, for sure. We need to be ready. My point is the Ravens at this point, they are a better team than the Bungles. But yeah, we cannot take anybody lightly.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like even with this past win, I feel like the team is still trying to find itself, and they're still. I don't think they're like resting on the laurels and satisfied with this win. I feel like they're still trying to figure out that formula.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm happy that they're not satisfied. You don't want them to be satisfied with the mediocre. And again, it's funny. I think if we get 2 players, and it's easier said than done. If we get 2 players, this team becomes that much better. Outside rusher and a left guard. You get an outside rusher and a left guard. Your team, like now, Lamar has no pressure to the middle or very less pressure for the middle, and then you actually put some pressure to the back, to the quarterback. Your secondary is not playing as bad as people think, but when your quarterback for the opposition can just sit there, the corners can only do so much. So
no, I completely agree, and I mean the other silver lining is that we're gonna get Jimmy Smith back. So I mean, even with the secondary maybe having some struggling a little bit, a lot of them are second string guys. But I mean, I guess my question for you is, who would be that one guy at pass rush? Because I know we signed a Jihad Ward recently, who was I want to say a DL.
Yeah, he's a D tackle. He's gonna be in a rotation. I think he's also been signed to the practice squad, if I'm not mistaken. So he should not add anything to this team for a while. But go ahead. What was your question?
So I mean, okay, I guess it's twofold. Then, number one, do we know who's going to be taking Tony Jefferson's position? And then number two, do you see? Dang it, that's twofold as well. So do you also see us trading for pass rush, and who would that be?
So for the first part, I think it's going to be Chuck Clark. Chuck Clark is more senior in this defense, and the Joker is still learning, right? So I think if the Joker keeps playing better and surpasses Clark, that'll be great for the Joker. But at this point, I think they're gonna. And you saw Clark was the one that came after Jefferson left, so that's my expectation. On the other side, the guy that I want and I'm willing to give a first round is Bob Miller. If not Bob Miller, then you go with players that you can potentially have as situational guys. To be honest, as I was talking to Craven, I'm okay for them if they want to bring Suggs back to trade a 5th, but none of those are super impactful. But at least then you get more leadership and somebody that put an accountability against them. The problem right now is you have 2 pass rushers taking most of the snap. Judon being a young guy, McPhee being an old guy. McPhee's going to tail down. Bowser's really not doing much. And after that, it's nothing. Ferguson is, like I keep saying, he's a magnet. As soon as the snap is up, he just gets stuck to the O line.
Yeah, Ferguson needs, honestly, he's going to need, I want to say at least a season, probably 2,
Yeah,
before he really emerges as a top guy. And I mean, that's no knock on him. It's just he's really raw.
yeah, he's a third round pick for a reason. He was a third round pick for a reason. Anyway, so
But I mean,
go ahead, man.
so this is gonna be my last
Go
question
ahead.
because I know there's other people who want to call. But if I'm not mistaken, I think Jalen Ramsey is up for free agency next year if they don't extend him.
I think they already picked
Do you
the
think-
5th year, so he's not a free agent. My expectation is he's gonna get traded.
And is that something that he can reject, or is he gonna have to play through that obligation wise?
What was that question again?
So I mean, like if they take the fifth year option,
Mhm.
is he forced to play, or is he able to reject that?
No, he has to play. The only thing he can do is get fined every day and not show up, right? He could do that. It's not like when you get franchise tag, you cannot sign that franchise tag and you don't get fined, and they can take that away anytime. But in the 5th year option is saying you are on the contract for 1 more year. They elevate the salary too, but yeah, you're in a contract for 1 more year. So he and Stanley got drafted in the same draft. Both of them are in their 4th year, and then next year is their 5th year option. If that makes sense.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's going to be interesting because it doesn't seem like he wants to play at all, and I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll see what happens, but I feel like we're still gonna be trying to get him, regardless whether it's this upcoming off season or the next.
Yeah, I mean the Ravens love Ramsey, so I just don't know. The Jaguars are asking for 2 firsts. I don't think the Ravens are willing to give that. Make sense?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Anyway, thank you, Smoothies, for calling. You're always one of the callers, so I appreciate that. And go Ravens, bro.
Yeah, man, go Ravens.
Okay. Hold on here. We are getting another. I want Vaughn. I agree with you, Eric. I want Vaughn as well. Let's see. I don't understand what the Jags are doing if he doesn't want. Yeah, well, the problem is the Jaguars are trying just to get as much compensation as they can, Javon B. And they need to go get Peterson from the Cardinals. That wouldn't be a bad one, Brandon Tillman. The other guy, if they really want a corner, which again, I don't know if that's the biggest need at this moment, Norman from the Redskins. It might be a good grab for a 4th or 5th round. Anyway, I have my boy here, Garnett. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, man? The man, the myth, the Sonny. How you doing, man?
How you doing? What is it? Is it 10 over there?
Yeah, a little bit, man, a little bit. But yeah, man. I just the game. I'll just start off with the game. Just state of the Ravens. This is why I call it between me and you, man. Figure out what your opinion is, and you'll hear mine. I was more. There's gonna be some ugly games, and we know that. But that game that we played against the Steelers is one of those ones where if you don't see the writing on the walls as a true fan, then there's, you might want to take a look at yourself. And we all knew the Pittsburgh Steelers had a really good offensive line, but right now they're super limited with the availability at quarterbacks. And we did not know what was going to happen to old buddy, get well soon.
Yeah.
That's a whole different story. But the playbook is going to get shrinked in half because we saw what happened when they played Cincinnati. So okay, we knew what we were going to have to get into. And the problem is, it just pass rush is the key. Me and you, man. Every time you do these podcasts, man, we end up talking about the same thing: pass rush, pass rush, pass.
It's the weakest point. I keep telling Nubo this because Nubo thinks it's the secondary. I think it's the pass rush. But go ahead.
Yeah. I wish we can get a Nubo on a 3-way call, man, because I always wanted to
I'm working on that. I'm working on that.
That would be awesome, man, because the fact that so this is why I say we're spoiled right now when it comes to our secondary. And the people are like, what are you talking about? Yeah, before Tony got hurt, he was, not playing good. Earl was lost. And, Marlon looking really great. Okay, now I want you to think about this, gentlemen. That's what I'm trying to tell everybody. I'm on your side completely with this. For like the past couple months, we've been yelling like really hard, like peanut butter and jelly, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like we're asking Brandon Carr, Marlon Humphrey, and now I feel like we might want to pay this man. Hopefully, I know we lost all rights because we let him go, which was stupid. Well, now Kennedy is showing that, you know what? If you give me an opportunity to play consistently on the outside, which means not pulling me, let me get consistent snaps. Hey, hell, let me just play a whole game. Maybe I can show you what I'm worth. And now people are like not realizing that we're asking corners to play and cover a receiver almost damn near 6 to 7 seconds on a regular.
Yep.
And it's one of the things where if a corner's doing that for you, it is not the secondary's fault that they're doing as much as they can. They're literally shutting things down. If you look at the completion rate of a receive at the quarterback. Now here's my thing: is why are we having to cover receivers that long? We hit it on the head multiple times, man. And the one thing that I would love to back you up on, like I usually do, is the value of the draft picks when it comes to trading for what you need. And I want to let you explain it one more time, and then I'll chime in just to back you up for reinforcement, because I think people don't really understand what you're trying to say.
Yeah, so my biggest point with there's only very few players that I would trade a first round pick, right? And the reason is if you can get an elite guy, and I'm just gonna say Von Miller, but it could be somebody else. Could be a guy like Ngakoue. Now, I keep saying, for me, Ngakoue is tricky because I don't know if he can play this type of defense, right? But regardless, let's say a high talented level outside rushers or any position. The Ravens are going to pick in the teens, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, depending where we finish, but it's not going to be a top 10. How you get a Joey Bosa, which is what people yesterday were like, oh my God, this is the guy we need to pick. Well, Joey Bosa was a second overall pick. Joey Bosa was a third overall pick. Nick Bosa was the one yesterday. He was the second overall pick. Those guys, you get it when you are a trash team, which we're not. So we're going to keep picking later in the draft. If there's an available pass rusher that is elite, you get it for the first round. Especially a guy like Vaughn that is signed for a couple years, you definitely get it for a first round. That's the thing. Yes, everybody wants to keep their draft capital, but you go back and look and you kind of like, who's better than a guy like Vaughn right now coming out of college? Not many. And let's say there's one, because I haven't done my scouting, it's gonna be a top 5 pick. And that guy, if you want to trade it for a top 5, you're gonna go to the top 5. Then you need to trade 2-3 first round pick for a guy that you haven't seen him doing it. So it's a bigger risk. Go ahead, man.
Hey, can you just do me a favor? Just take your headphones on and just walk off, man. You're done. You're done. It's like literally. That's why it's one of those things where I don't understand. People understood like, hey, well, the whole Jadeveon Clowney incident. Like, if we would have traded for him, he would have solidified as the pass rusher as we needed. A lot of people, we want to trash on Bowser. I get it. We can trash on Bowser all day. But Bowser, like you said with Yannick Ngakoue, I'm just saying like this. Bowser was coming out of Houston as a 4-3 outside linebacker. He was more known for coverage than just sacking. He was a see ball, get ball type of guy off the line. Mm-hmm. But we was asked to do something that he's not familiar with. Same thing, Tim Williams, he was a legit pass rusher that we just failed on, or he failed us, I would like to say. And it's funny that I just literally bought his autographed jersey like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. So I feel like I feel sort of I feel played right now. But anyway, man, I just wanted to solidify that, because like a lot of people, I just wanted to have people focus on that part, because a lot of people are thinking that let's keep our draft picks. Eric DeCosta, he knows what he's doing this time, so we're going to be able to get what we need. And then I'm seeing the comments like you said on Twitter, I wish we had a Bosa. Or I wish we had a Von Miller. I wish we had and the thing about it, I want people to think about what a pass rusher can do. Look at Chicago Bears and then think about their makeup of their secondary and their linebacking core, other than Rolando Smith. Not Rolando Smith. Yeah, I think I said it. Raekwon Smith.
Yeah,
Wow.
Roquan.
Yeah,
Roquan.
Raekwon Smith. And think about their secondary and compare their secondary to ours, and you'd be like, wow, I'm sure the secondary is actually somewhat better than Chicago's. Eddie Jackson, we have Earl Thomas. The Fuller kid, well, we have the best corner in the league to me, Marlon Humphrey. And then you're like, well, and then, darn well, Carr is pretty damn serviceable. And then Kennedy is like, I'm not going to, hopefully, I knock on wood, I'm not going to jinx him, but he might just earn himself a second contract with us if he wants to come back, man.
Who, Jimmy?
Oh, well, and then Jimmy. Oh, yeah. If Jimmy wants to take a hometown discount, I don't see him staying, bro. I'll be honest.
Jimmy ain't getting much in the market because we're coming on another year where he's injured, right? And now he's going to be on the other side of 30. So I think they're going to try to keep Jimmy. Kennedy, I think we have him for one more year. So we'll see. But again, in my opinion, goes back to two things. You bring a left guard and a pass rusher right now. I would say our left guard for me is a F- right now. If you give me a C, I'm not talking about elite. I'm not going to be that greedy. Give me a C of a left guard. I think we are good in line. And as a pass rusher, give me a B. And if you can give me an A+, hell, awesome. But if you give me a B, a guy that I can at least, if not every down, for the most part, can try to generate pressure, our secondary will look that much better. And I think Earl Thomas, for all the flag that he keeps getting, again, I'm not the biggest Earl Thomas fan. I'll keep saying this because I'm not a fan of how his personality is. But when he's in the field, I've been liking what I'm seeing.
Exactly. Same here, man. I completely agree with everything. What you always discuss or your philosophy when you gel together, man. So it's really that simple. And just to throw a key fact for everybody to know, Zadarius Smith is at 5 sacks while Judon is at 3 and McPhee is at 3. So just imagine we're 26 right now when it comes to sacks, like quarterback pressure as in sacks right now. While I want to say Green Bay right now is currently at 15th.
Yep.
And is really due to Zadarius and the other Smith, but Zadarius is pulling his weight, man. So
he is playing better than I thought.
Exactly. And the last thing I'm going to bring up is me and you talked about it, is I just want everybody to realize, ask themselves, other than Stanley and Marlon, who are you actually going to re-sign next year? And who are you really going to re-sign?
Who's worth a big contract? Other than those two right now, I don't think anybody else. Judon's a nice player, not maybe 10 is what I'm willing to give Judon.
Exactly. I love Judon. He's just going to be a Robin. He can never be a Batman. I'm just going to be straight up on it. Like, seriously. He picks up the scraps after the number one, is taking all the main meals. So that's the best way I can put it, man. But yeah, see, I just want people to think about what you've been saying about the draft picks and trading for actually elite talent.
Yep.
That's it, man.
Well, man,
that's all we
take care. Yep. You take care of yourself over there, and always go Ravens. And you can hit me up anytime on IG or Twitter. DM me if you want to talk. Okay.
Oh, most definitely, man. Hey, I'll be back in November in America, man.
There you go.
Hopefully, do the main question, last one. Do the Texans play Baltimore at home, or do they go to Texas?
At home.
So they'll be in Baltimore.
They'll be in Baltimore, yeah. Oh, because you're gonna go to Texas?
I'm gonna try my best to make it, man. Cause this will be my first game in like damn near 6 years.
Ooh.
Since I ain't been.
But are you coming back to Baltimore?
Oh no, I'll be in North Carolina. I just gotta fly from North Carolina to Baltimore to see the game. But hey man, drinks on me if I'm able to make it.
Okay, shout out to you, man. Yeah. Take care.
All right, brother. Stay safe.
Okay, guys, I might take like 2 more calls. I'm trying to keep this an hour because I also get critiqued because my live streams are too long. But Judon might be worth 11 top. Yeah, that's fine. 10, 11, not 16, not 17. Pierce with the whole overweight thing, I think he's getting I don't know if Harbaugh willing to pay the money he's gonna command. So I'm hoping Pierce brings a 3rd-round pick back to Baltimore. We'll mortgage the damn future because we need it. You don't want. Wait, you don't. Yeah, I got you, Eric. You don't know what you're gonna get out of Judon. Sometimes Judon's like a box of shock. Yes, I'm here. Shout out to you, Donovan. We can't give up too many 1st or 2nd round picks, maybe 3rd. Yes, D3, and we usually don't. I'm just saying if there's an elite guy there, that's when it's worth it. Pierce ain't worth resigning. The Ravens need to get back to old identity of nasty defense. Yes. So that segs me. I'm good, Gerald. Hopefully you're too, man. Again, I might take 1 or 2 more calls. Probably I'm gonna start shutting this down at 9:45. Finding talent is hard. Making fit and work is our system is harder. I agree with you. Eat no neck. The hit on Thomas, because I had a big debate at work about this. I said, look, it's unfortunate what happened to Mason Rudolph, and prayers to him, his family. Hopefully he's great and he can come back and play football in a couple of weeks. But if after that hit, Mason Rudolph just pops up, like he literally just comes up and goes to the next snap, are people making a big deal out of this? No. The refs didn't even throw the flag until they saw Rudolph, but a look unconscious. Again, it was a scary situation, and the refs saw him there laying in the ground. They were like, "Oh my God, we might as well throw another flag." Right? It wasn't like the flag came instantaneously. I thought the hit was good. I thought the hit was legal. For all these people that are saying the hit was nasty, it's just people need to chill. It was a good hit. It was a hard hit, but it's football. It is football. Look, guy at work was telling me, like, no, but you cannot hit the quarterback. It's like, no. The quarterbacks, you cannot hit them if they stay in the pocket. If you stay in the pocket, you have your hitting zone, right? Basically, chest and belly. That's it. Can't hit him anywhere else. You cannot graze the helmet. You cannot hit the legs. He was basically second that play. Talk about pass rush. And that play, we actually had him. He stepped up. Not only he stepped up, he decided, like, the pass rush is coming from behind me. I need to keep going because I need to find my guy. So he extended the play. When he extended the play, he's inviting anybody, which Lamar does this all the time. When Lamar starts scrambling, he's inviting anybody to just hit them hard. Now, Lamar's slippery. Lamar jukes everybody, so it's very hard to tackle him. So this dude scrambled left. He's inviting people to hit him. What is ET supposed to do? Just look? What happens if when he had the motion, instead of throwing him, he fakes it? Is ET just supposed to stop to see if it is a fake or a throw? No. He's supposed to, at that moment, treat him as a runner. And the hit was just there as the ball's coming out. Again, if the guy pops up and starts playing, nobody's talking. You know what everybody's talking about? Ooh, you saw that big hit that Earl Thomas put on Rudolph? That's what everybody will be talking. But because the guy got concussed, oh, this is intentional, this was bad. No, miss me with that. Anyway, let me take a couple of the last comments here. So Pierce is not worth signing. Yeah, I thought he was back when. I don't think at this point he is. I think when they drafted Mack last year, it was thinking this is Pierce's replacement. You thought we gave up a lot of rushers without B-Will. Imagine if you have Pierce getting double all the time. So Javon, this is why I think Mack is gonna replace Pierce last year. I think Pierce is gonna command a lot of money. I don't know if he's worth it. Split second can change a safe hit for. I agree with that. My problem is that Hollywood got hit in the back of the head and the TD catch. Oh my God, D3. I was just I told him, I was like, where's the flag? He definitely got hit. But again, as a receiver, you have different rules. So, but anyway, my deal is not Kerrigan. Had Jimmy come back and possibly a left guard if available. I mean, that would be precious, Asmodeus. Tony Jefferson pushed him in the back at the same time. It was Brandon Carr, but I agree with that. Again, I don't know what people want from ET. I think people are hating on ET for no reason at this point. Javon B, I hear you, but I have faith in the Ravens' ability to draft DLs. That is true as well. I happy the Ravens got Lamar Jackson. Sudden death. What's up, man? When do we take the training wheels of Lamar playbook? Because teams are literally just playing us the slant and throw within the numbers. I agree with everything you're saying. I also will say that teams are giving us more of the run, and I actually would like Lamar to go back to a little bit more freestyle and him to run a little bit more. Against the Steelers, there was a moment that he flipped it and he started running more. The other thing he needs to do is slide. He needs to learn how to slide. And this is why. Lamar currently, this is a play that Lamar will make. Snaps the ball, looking progression. He feels like, okay, I need to run. He's running, he's in the pocket, so he starts scrambling. Instead of keep going straight and then try to slide, as soon as he gets beyond the line of scrimmage, he starts hitting to a sideline. Not necessarily because there's the biggest open field, it's because he's trying to look for the outside so he can not get hit. And I got it. I don't want him to get hit either. But if he learns how to slide, that's what Russell Wilson does. As soon as somebody gets close, he slides. And he needs to do that. Lamar Jackson is like a breathing fresh air after being tied to a chain. Don't be hating on Joe, man. Don't be hating on Joe. Eric, I don't know why your message got restricted. This is YouTube restricting. I have no power. Usually if I see it that they restricted, they ask me like, this is borderline. We want to I allow every comment. 49ers play calling made me so jealous. I mean, they were just running the ball all over the place, to be honest. And screen pass. I don't understand why we're not screening more. That I don't get. I definitely don't get why we're not screening more. Where are the jet sweeps and stuff for Hollywood? Yes, I agree. So those plays are missing, and I think we need those on the play calling. Easy ways to get young receivers involved, and we don't do it at all. I thought Greg Roman will be the answer, but he's only slightly better than Morton. We'll see. We'll see. I think he's afraid of the left guard. I feel like he's trying to get that ball quick because he knows pressure in the middle can cause turnovers. He doesn't want that from Lamar. I wish Hollywood wasn't so fragile because I would love to see him returning punts. Browns let OBJ and Landry return. Yeah. And OBJ fumble yesterday. But yeah, I got you. I'm not a big fan of having your best player returning punts. Lamar Jackson needs to get back to, dual threat quarterback. Yes. Let me see here. I'm not trying to trash Joe, but for the most part, a lot was lifeless. I understand. It's not that I don't understand your motives, but I got you, man. I got you. I think your Harbaugh is holding Giro back. I don't know. I'm not sure of that. I think Greg Roman came from yes, his quarterbacks all did better under him, but he put his quarterbacks in a good position to succeed. And again, this is his first year, right? He's learning about Lamar. Lamar's learning about him and all that. Isaiah Simmons will be the linebacker that will be in our draft. A 6'4", 230, former receiver / strong safety. And now a linebacker. Best sideline to side linebacker in the nation. We need one of those. But I'll take a pass rusher before one of those. But we need one of those. Why can't we do more screens? I don't know, man. D3, I don't know. We should. I think Lamar is going to show out against the Bengals. Okay. Take the handcuffs off Lamar. And Don Demo, look at you coming in as I'm shutting this thing down. Okay. So before we start shutting them down, if you haven't, give it a like to this. Again, a lot of you have told me how can you guys help me. Biggest help, share my channel. If you have a Ravens fan, say like, hey, can you subscribe to my boy and hit the bell? I think I make good content, but if you don't like the content that I'm making, tell me what you would prefer and I'll try, right? I love feedback from you guys. I try, and I know it's driving a couple of you guys crazy that I say Humphreys, and I'm working on saying Humphrey and not Humphreys. I'll work on it. But yeah, man, I love the support from all you guys. And tomorrow we got the live stream with Joe Nubo on Joe Nubo's channel, and then if not tomorrow, Thursday, the video of Bengals Ravens. I have my guy Ace Boogie with Behind Enemy Lines. Currently, I don't have anybody from Seattle that has replied to me back. Hopefully, we can get somebody to reply to me back, but sadly, I haven't. So it happens, right? That if you don't see a Behind Enemy Lines, it's because I didn't get anybody. So good. Let me see last couple comments. Sonny, you watched First Take this morning. I didn't, but I'm sure they like to talk foolishness. So let me know what they said, because I can always do a video of disputing my boy Smith. I'm at work at that time, so it's very hard for me to watch on any of those shows. I try to listen back to Undisputed usually, because I like how the whole Shannon Sharp, Skip Bayless interaction. Other than Hollywood and Andrews, wide receivers consistently win one-on-one separation. You know what? I like what I'm seeing from Hurst, Garnett. Hurst actually had a decent game last week. More streams. Good work, bro. I might bring more streams in the near future on Javon B. But for now, because I'm doing it with Nubo, we do this one, and then tomorrow we do it with Nubo. I had the feeling you're bilingual. Had the feeling you're bilingual. You know, I got you. I understand my pronunciation is not the best, and I don't mind it. You call me, I'm fine with that, man. Hurst is a wasted pick. He has played better, not as a first round pick, but he has played better. Believe me, the Costa's making phone calls. I think so too. Not wasted, but a reach. Yes, I think that's correct. One Reg Steph. Anyway, thank you for joining the live stream, guys. I appreciate all of you guys as always. If you want to reach out to me, a lot of you already do, but I'm always open on DM, through the DM, on Twitter, IG, on Facebook too, although Facebook tries to be funny sometimes. But on Facebook, a couple of you also who reach me on Facebook. You can always also write to this text. You can text to this number. This number is only for the channel, but I receive it as an email, so I can reply to you guys through that too. So multiple ways. If you have any questions, always reach out. But for now, take care, guys. Have a great night. See you tomorrow. Peace out.